Hey Heather, I am on a ferry right now and I could not resist giving feedback whilst on a ferry because I think that is Pacific Northwest to the max. So, sea and beauty is happening behind me, but there's other beauty to be had here, and it's here in the nested object matrix that you have created.
Nice transition.
Nice transition. That's why they pay me the big bucks. Let's go to Figma because here, I'm going to turn all these off. We're going to talk about three different things in this nested object matrix. Number one, the user object. So you say here, social interaction, therefore these relationships are out of scope. And user connecting with users, I totally get that. However, I want you to think about info topics to users, moon phases to user, sabbats to users, and rituals to users. And think not about just the end user for a second, but think about the admin from Driftwood Alchemy. What are the things that they might want to see that their users are doing on this site that might help them to make better decisions about the products and services that they offer here? And are there ways that if the user is creating things about like their intention around sabbats and their intentions around rituals, how do those things aggregate up to a admin level? And not thinking necessarily just about the end user. This right now is just thinking probably too heavily about the end user right now. Number two, the related. Yes, if there is a thing that sits within the nested object matrix, it is related. And I completely understand that on the diagonal, which would be going down this way, because I'm mirrored here, that you might say users, so that you'd say something like, here, let me get a little bit bigger. Info topics are related to other info topics, and moon phases might, I get that. Rituals might be related to rituals. So I totally get the recursive relationship that you might want to say, I'm not going to go into great detail about how they're related yet. But for things where I have the red boxes here, how do the relationships, in what ways are the relationships manifesting? That's a little bit more descriptive than just saying that they're related, because it's hard for me to fully grasp and understand what the user benefit is from this. So if the sabbat is related to an info topic, you would say sabbat has 0 to n info topics that help to describe it, that help to get me situated. I would need to know what the relationship gets me. And that's how we're going to understand a little bit more about the value. So looking through these, I would like you to think a little bit more about what does the user get out of these things? And remember, just because we're doing an end user thing, these are probably all for the end user, but if there's things that also could connect up for the admin, thinking a little bit about that too. And let's talk about the pink things down there. So you say another object here. So you say the moon phase has 0 to n user created rituals. The sabbat has 0 to n user created rituals. This seems like it's a relationship through the user, but you have deprioritized it because you thought that whole row had to be deprioritized because it's social. And so if this is actually about the user, how does that express itself? Because you're bringing in another object into that relationship. So think a little bit more about that. But it's looking good. It's a great start. And it got your juices flowing. Like I wrote in my post to you, it is my favorite part of the design process because it's the way in which you can really start to see how things connect with other things and how you can make something truly amazing for your end users. And I'm glad that you get to see that too. All right, be well. I think we're about to dock. Bye.